Okay, so good morning. Today we will cover the how to add users into the Dynamics 365 environment. So first of all, to add the user, you should have the system administrator rights or the security administrator rights. So if you are the system administrator, then only you can add the users. So you have to go to the modules. Into that is called system admin module, and in system admin module there are the option called user. So go to the user. Now if you see in user, you will find lot of users are there. So by default these users are from the active directory users. So if you want to add a user, you need to import the user from the active directory. This is the standard way. But in this trial environment, it is not connected with the active directory. So what we can do, but let's cover that how it works. Import user. When you click on the import user, it will display the complete list of active users. And from that active user, you need to select the username. Once you select the user, you have to add those user as a base. By default, it's a system user, and then you can add the roles. So now let's create the user. So for creating a new user, you just click on new, then you give the name. Now username, you can, now this Akhil Reddy is not valid value because username should not have gap. So just remove the space and it will work. Then here you can give the name gap like this. This provider is actually by default, if you are working in any company, so they have their environment provider, so that will be there. But here if you are adding a Gmail user, you need to put here Gmail. If it is Yahoo user, you can put Yahoo. If it is Outlook user, you can put that. Then the correct email ID you have to put here. So that ID just we have to copy from somewhere. So I just go here, or you can say Reddy. What is the number?
697, sir.
Huh?
697.
697, right?
Yes, yes.
At gmail.com.
Yes, sir.
And then this is the default company. Now once you done this is the person. Now this person is nothing but the employee into the employee master. So if you already created that employee into employee master, you can select that. Otherwise you can skip that. Time being I will just select someone so that it will be select with the employee. So just select one employee and then select here and then save this. So now if you see here, this email address is already there. That's why system is not allowing to use, because this user is there. So I will just give a dummy username, maybe one more, and then you save this. Okay. So now this user has been created. Once you create this role, now you have to assign the role. So go to the assign role. In assign role, you will find these are the standard roles. So out of these, whatever role you want to assign to that user, you can select this user. For example, this is accounts manager. Click on accounts manager and then say OK. So that role will be available here, accounts manager.
Okay.
So whenever Akhil try to log in, so he will get all the row privileges which is assigned to this accounts manager. So now once you click on the accounts manager, there are a lot of privileges. Now what is the privileges and duty? So that is the for each role there are a lot of duties, and for each duty there are a lot of privileges. Each
Yes.
menu item, each buttons, there is a privilege. So these accounts manager have standard Microsoft define some privileges or duties that will applicable here. If
Okay.
you want to change that, you can change that or you can update that. But the
Okay.
suggestion is that you have to create a separate role, which is duplicate of accounts manager, and then change whatever you wanted to into that, and then assign that.
Okay.
Okay.
Can we change the? I mean, can't we update the roles and responsibilities of already default accounting manager, sir?
We can do, but it is not suggested. You can do that. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, once you decide or define the roles and this, then you can assign the organization. You go to the organization because this user can can work on multiple organizations. So by default, it is grant to all organizations. But if you want this user to work only for particular organization, then click on this option, and then from all entities, you can just select which entity he should work for. So grant access to the organization. Now, for example, Contoso Consulting, and then click on grant. So that organization will come here at the bottom. So now this user can work on only this GLSI organization. Then if I click on another entity, whatever Italy, and then grant, this will work for this. So once you log off and when Akhil Reddy start working on this environment, he can work only on these two entities. Okay.
Okay.
So once you done, you save this, then you go, you can also revoke, like if you want to remove this, you can revoke that. So this is what roles duties. Then these are the basic things which we can add the create a new user or import the new user into the environment.
Sir, how to define the roles and responsibilities, sir, for accounting manager?
Yeah, I will let you know.